Hey everybody, welcome to the reality of trucking. I know I got a sty in my eye and it's driving me nuts. So I'm going to deal with it. Y'all going to deal with it too. I look goofy with it or without it, so it really don't matter. There's one thing in the trucking industry that's not really talked about. And honestly, it's one of them things that we don't want to talk about. But we're going to have that conversation right now. Trucking companies always say that you're the most important to their company. Well, that's as long as you're driving the truck. And I'll explain, follow with me on this, you'll understand. So if you're going down the road and Billy Bob decides to be stupid, and takes you out and you wind up dying in a wreck out here on the road. Well, your wife's going to get a phone call for one. Tell you that you died in a wreck. That's a knock on the door. Nobody should have to get, period. Just shouldn't. But it's life. It does happen. And a lot of people say, well, it ain't going to happen to me. Well, in 2022, the last thing the government put out, if you want to believe anything the government says, there was 1,097 drivers killed out here on the roads. I think that number's wrong. I think it's a little bit higher. I've talked to other people related to this issue, and they're saying it's 23 to 4,000 a year. So if it's 4,000, that's 11 drivers a day that's dying out here in wrecks. So if you say it won't happen to you, well, maybe it won't. Hope it don't. But if it does, your wife's at the house, been told that you've been killed in a wreck. She's dealing with that. If you got kids, she's having to tell them that. She got a lot on her. And then she finds out she got to get your body home. If you work at a company, ask them straight out, even before you go to work for them. If I die in your truck going down the road doing your job for you, are you responsible for getting my body back to my loved ones? The answer may surprise you. There's no FMCSA rules or regulations or nothing involved saying that they are responsible to get you home. Let that sink in. They say that the drivers are the most valuable part to these companies, as long as you're going down the road making no money. But the minute you die, your family and everybody else don't matter. If they've got life insurance through the company, that will cover it. Depending on what kind of life insurance policy you got, depends on how much money you got left. You may be able to sign a more or less a weekly deduction to help cover that cost in case it happens. You shouldn't have to pay for it. You shouldn't have to do a weekly deduction to get you home for doing their job for them. You know, you're out here for them, making them money. But that's the way it is out here. Welcome to trucking. Is it right? No. Some companies will get your drivers home. Some won't. If a driver's been with a company for a while and they've been a good driver, they probably would, depending on the company. But if you're just starting out here, I wouldn't hold my breath on them getting you home. So what do? There's options. You can contact your funeral home, local funeral home. Go in there and ask them, if this situation happens, what can we do now to lessen the impact on us? God forbid it. I hope it don't happen. But in reality of it, it could very well happen today, tomorrow, an hour from now, in the morning. God don't promise you when, how long you going to be on this earth. When he calls you, you going home. You don't have a choice. From what I've kind of did some research on talking to some people, it costs about $3,000 depending on where you're at and how far they got to take your body to get you home. The average in my area, a funeral, a cheap one, is about 10 grand. So if you do have a life insurance policy through the company, well, you might as well take $13,000 to $15,000 on top of it to get it covered. It's a bad thing to talk about, but a lot of people assume that the trucking companies will get you home. That always ain't the case. So we got to kind of plan ahead and hope it don't happen. But if it does, at least you loved ones at home, this is taken care of. It's one thing less off of them. Make things easier. Well, if there's any easy part to it. So, don't be Billy Bob out here. Don't be the idiot Billy Bob and cause somebody not to get home. Pay attention to what you're doing. This is a job. This is a career. It can be good. It can be bad. And it can be really bad. Just last week, I was on the phone with my wife when this happened. I was going 57 southbound out of Chicago. The truck decided he wanted my lane in the middle of a curve. I was on the horn. That wasn't working for him. He's not paying attention, dropped his phone. I don't know what he's doing. But I had to leave the road, hit the shoulder, and just about off in the grass to keep him from hitting me. I'm not up to, and I don't like to play bumper trucks doing 70 plus going down the road. That just ain't no fun for me. But it could happen just like that. So check with your companies, especially your company drivers. Check with them. See if they cover it. If they don't have it covered, see if they got a life insurance policy you can get. At least enough to get this covered. But just do your homework. And if you're looking at going to the company, that'll be the first thing I ask them before pay or anything else. If I die in your truck going down the road, will you get my body back to my loved ones? I named this channel The Reality of Trucking. I don't know how much more reality you can get than this right here. I got some equipment ordered to do some better videos with. I didn't hope I didn't scare anybody with this, but it's just downright hard truth about it, that it's not talked about. And honestly, I don't even like talking about it. But y'all just be careful out there, and I'll be getting some more videos out. Y'all, like, share, subscribe. Hopefully next time this right here will be gone. But y'all just be careful. We'll catch y'all next time.